Hello friends of the YouTubes, I'm Duhad. And welcome to a Let's Play of a game Nero bought me. A game that in his own words is not worth the boobs. A game that was too lowbrow and too badly written for Nero to appreciate the large-breasted women involved in it. I did not think such a game existed. It apparently does. Now I can translate all or I can translate none. It's one or the other. I can't do that stupid thing of like having like most of the words translated, but then like occasionally just throws in random bullshit Japanese, because why not? Okay, another thing he told me about this game, I literally know nothing about this game except that, is that apparently there are no meaningful choices in this game. I'm gonna shrink my face a little bit, because you don't really want to see my face. You want to see all these fine honeys or fine women. I don't know. Anyway, I am the least sexy of the women in the screen. Anyway, so as you can see here, yeah. And according to Nero, there's exactly one choice with any sort of consequence in this game, and it affects about 15 minutes of gameplay, and then not the ending. Every person has a dream they wish to pursue. He's also informed me this game is basically going to end up being essentially a let's read. I could have to click? Okay. Yet as people grow up, they often come to realize the truth. Dark dreams don't die. Dreams are nothing more than fairy tales. At least, that's what most people say. Then, what about those who do end up accomplishing their dreams? Are they merely incredibly lucky? Dad! Every man has a dream he wants to accomplish. However, there is something really important you should know, my boy. That's my boy. A real man gives up on his dreams, no matter what A real man doesn't give up on his dreams, no matter what overwhelming challenges he may face. I still remember what those foolish words my dad used to say, but despite their silly nature, I found myself inspired by them. Ever since I was a young child, I have been interested in the martial arts. It didn't matter whether I watched a match on television or read a manga about some heroic martial artist. It has always been my dream to become martial artist one day. Of course, it was a bit childish of me to think that I could become a hero simply by learning martial arts. Even though I already understood that superheroes were nothing more than figments of my imagination. They are not. They are fictional characters who are part of everyone's imagination, and particularly the writer, not you self-centered asshole. I still had a desire to use my strength for the sake of others. Yeah, that's something only superheroes can do. You might as well just be an asshole kid, because being nice to people is fucking impossible. My name is Gunship Takaho. Gunship Taco. A 17-year-old rising judo star. And no, that's not me bragging. Oh Christ, this is Mary Sue, isn't it? I'm actually about to take part in a tournament 2 weeks from now. What could make or break my career on the international level? Of course, I was excited about the opportunity to finally accomplish my dreams and represent my country at a sport that I loved, but some excitement also made me feel incredibly nervous. And while those worrisome thoughts haunted my mind, a familiar voice rounded from outside of the window. Oi! Taco! Get your butt in gear! Oh, okay. I'll be right there. Konami. Not wanting to keep Konami waiting, I quickly dashed towards the front door to let her in, not even realizing that I was still in my pajamas. Okay, this sound is fucking annoying. Can I turn that down, please? Hold on a second, Konami. Gotta grab my shoes before we head off to school. Really? I never realized our school had a strict uniform of no sleepwear policy. Nice jammies, by the way. Did you borrow them from your mum? For a moment, my eyes drifted downward, noticing that I was indeed wearing my pajamas, which I had mentioned previously, but I'm going to mention it again. I let out a groan of annoyance and marched back towards my room. Bah, there's nothing wrong with my jammies. The Golden Knight is famous comic book hero of the West. Besides, not everyone prefers to sleep naked like you. Mumbling those words, I started to slip out of my clothes, not particularly minding the presence of the girl behind me. Wait a minute, why does he know that she sleeps nude? You pervy asshole. That only happened once, and you know very well it was super hot that night. Giggity. And geez. Warn me before you strip naked in front of me, you imbecile! You didn't seem to mind when we were little. Maybe you want me to turn around instead? No! Stop! Don't make me kick your ass. I decided I had teased her enough and quickly pulled on my pants, proceeding with the remaining few items of clothing before I was suitably dressed for school. Besides, I had a reason for blah blah blah. I missed the last thing. Oh, I can go back. Besides, I had a reason for being so distracted. You've been distracted a lot lately. What's going on in that hollow skull of yours? It's the upcoming match. I have no idea how anyone can remain calm when the international career is at stake. I wouldn't be surprised if I had made up enough doomsday scenarios to fill an apocalyptic journal. Oh right, the judo thing. I'm sure you'll do fine. I've seen some of your matches and you kick butt. And of course, if you're really worried, you could always pray. Pray? What? Don't tell me you don't know. It's one of the school's legends. Apparently, there's some shrine in the forest that if you pray to it, brings you good luck. They believe in this mystical figure they call Jesus Claus. He comes and brings good fortune to all the good little boys and girls, but only if you pray to him. Iragawa-sama Ichi-san said his sister prayed at the temple the night before her exam, and she got a perfect score. A shrine that brings you good luck. Sounds like bogus to me, but that's the point. I'm willing to try anything, I guess. I'll ask Ichi-san about the location. I'm not exactly in the mood to get lost in the forest and end up a modern-day Tarzan. Wait, that was Taka-san. Never mind. Well, whatever. If you're going to look, at least send me a message. Let me know. And will you hurry up? We're going to be late again. A hero is never too early, nor are they too late. They arrive precisely when they need to. But for the sake of avoiding detention, let's hurry. That's a wizard, not a hero, genius. How can one person be such a sports nerd and such a geek at the same time? He just fucked up the quote. He's not much of a geek. Let's not forget that the Casanova and Man of the Year candidates bite. They're more important details. I doubt you'd qualify for either of them, Pajama Boy. Anyway, let's go boldly, go where everyone has gone before. To school. Ugh, you nerd. Several hours later. ... God, it's late. Later that day, I finally got a chance to talk to my classmates about the location of the shrine that Konami had mentioned earlier. Gym was the last thing on my schedule for today, so once people got ready to go home, I approached the guy. Okay, just admit you're gay, Just admit it, dude. Hey, Itchy. Hey, Itchy, it's time. Is it true that your sister discovered some shrine that is said to bring good luck? Oh, let me guess. You want to date her? Well, even though I do have to admit that she's very attractive, I'm afraid she's my sister and I'm already dating her. I mean, she's already going out with someone. Now that you mention it, you're not her type. I already got my hands full dealing with Konami. You can keep your sister to yourself. Jokes aside, I'm more interested in that shrine. Did you mention where she found it? I don't know where, I don't know there was anything near the forest, aside from the dojo. Oh, well, she said something about it being near a river, and quite high up. To be honest, I wasn't paying too much attention to her face. I fucked my sister. Attention where she was going on about it. I mean, she was wearing this top, and it was so tight, and holy fucking Jesus, I was joking about you wanting to fuck your sister, dude. Stop! I seriously don't need to hear the details, and I doubt anyone else is interested. Especially about the fact that you want to fuck your sister. So do you know anyone who might have heard about the shrine? His classmate. You guys are talking about the lucky shrine out in the forest? That's the one and only. According to Itchy's sister, there's supposed to be one near a river. I don't know about that, but there's this fairy girl at the Akurama, at the Asaku. Oh, hey, my name's in there. The Asa Dojo. Who knows more about it? Wait, are you talking about Arian-sama? About that tall, ridiculously strong, and super scary? That's the one! Oh, in that case, I believe I can be of help. Taco-con, I know where that place is. Of course you do. We both do. You just wanted to tag along, didn't you? I don't think Arian-sama will appreciate you visiting her with your usual trick in mind. Do I need to remind you what happened last time you tried to peek at her after she finished practice? Blood, sweat, and tears. All coming from orifices that none of those should come out of normally. Hey, shut up! I don't peep on the ladies. That's that's slander and you know it. I should sue you. I would never look upon Arian-sama's gorgeous body in any state of nudity. Oh. So you haven't seen her naked yet? I've seen a bit of her side boob, but the hole I found didn't really let me get a good look of. Oh, there we go. Someone call the cops. Itchy and Peepee Tom have confused. Itchy the Peeping Tom has confessed. I playfully patted Itchy's shoulder as I turned around, grabbing my bag in the process and prepared to leave. Thanks for the tip, Itchy. I'll let the judge know where you're most helpful during the interrogation. That's not fair. I was coerced. I wouldn't say another word until I speak with my lawyer. ... Once school was over, I decided to take my chances with a little bit of the intel I had managed to obtain from my classmates. If memory served right, Arian Senpai would be practicing in the dojo today. Of course I knew her. She was a dojo student like myself, but for whatever reason, she had been refusing to compete in any of the tournaments for a while now. Said something about them not having a pure enough bloodline. Arian Senpai, are you around? I shouted her name as I parked my bike, looking for any sign of the girl. Hey, follow the shout and you'll find her. I grinned briefly as I saw Arian Senpai seemingly in the middle of practicing a series of motions, almost as if she was fighting an imaginary opponent. Perhaps now was the perfect opportunity to surprise her. I snuck close, making sure to make as little noise as possible before I reached out a hand towards her shoulder. Arian. Feeling a hand on her shoulder, Arian reacted. She grabbed hold of my hand and with a loud grunt shifted her weight, curling and tipping me over her shoulder. I didn't have time to brace myself for the impact before I hit the ground like a sack of potatoes. Oh my god, she is Hitler! Hey! No one sneaks up on the great Kakashi Arian! No one sneaks up on the great Kakashi Arian! Oh, Taco Boy! Taco Boy, I didn't realize it was you! I am sorry, are you okay? Kinachi. More like something. Tsunami. Tasmanian Devil, I guess. More like Tasmanian Devil, whatever. That throw didn't have a shard of mercy in it. I thought you were supposed to be like the world champion fucking martial artist, you nerd. There's no mercy in the ring, Taco Boy. Better that you learn this now than in 2 weeks' time. Let me guess, you want to do some you want to do some sparring, don't you? I actually came here to ask you something, but I guess a little sparring wouldn't hurt. Oh, what do you want to ask? I've got all afternoon. I could do with a bit of a break anyway. Where to start? You used to take part in a big and important match in the past, right? Didn't you ever get nervous before going into the ring? Yes! This is one time I got so nervous I hid in the kitchen cupboard until my dad found me and dragged me into the car. Of course, that was when I was still like 8. Well, obviously, I can't go out and hide for my match. But one of my friends made the stupid suggestion that I go and pray for something. Honestly, at this point, I'll do anything to calm my nerves a little. Taco Boy, are you sure about this? You mean, the match? Of course I am. I've been practicing judo ever since I was old enough to walk. The boss was very, very good at teaching me and keeping me on my daily routines. This is my chance to finally represent the country and the sport I love. Huh? Arian seemed to think for quite a long time, all the while tapping her jaw with a finger. Eventually, she snapped her fingers and grabbed a tight hold of me. Alright, I'll tell you the way to the shrine. I know, but I am going to require more than a simple clap of your hands and bob of your head. You need to give me something to the shrine. You need to give something to the shrine. Something of value. Your cock! I guess I have to think of something before we get there. Thanks, Master. I appreciate the help. Oh no, Taco Boy. I'm not going with you. I've got training to do. Besides, we've got to take this step yourself. I can draw a map. I'll be drawn to the one of Poland I'm no longer using. And show you an easy way back to here. But you'll be on your own. You're not tagging along, not even for a little while? Afraid so, Taco Boy. Let me grab this piece of paper and draw the map for you. After Arian returned, quickly preparations were made, and I followed the directions noted down on the map. Surprisingly, it wasn't all that far. However, the hint on how to find my way back in case I got lost was a bit sketchy. Just look down, and you'll be able to see the roof of the dojo from anywhere on the hill. The forest near the dojo was my first challenge to overcome. A narrow path coiled along the trees, and nearby was the river Ichi's sister had mentioned. I followed Arian's scribbles with a bit of skepticism, but after an hour or so, I finally arrived at the supposedly legendary shrine. The shrine itself seemed surprisingly well maintained despite being in the middle of nowhere. It had me wonder if someone could be secretly living there, perhaps some secret martial arts master. The thought of a hermit living hidden within the shrine in order to prepare himself for upcoming battles between good and evil started to dwell in my mind. I guess it's too good to be true. I sighed in annoyance at the fact that, aside from the shrine itself, the ground surrounding it seemed completely abandoned. There was no way anyone could be living there. For the time being, I decided to focus on the reason behind my visit. It only took a few moments before I gathered the courage to approach the building. Once inside, I found a rather fancy-looking altar of the sort of back of the room. I guess this is the thing everyone's talking about. Silently, I followed the map I'd been given, putting it inside my bag. I had approached the altar. I was kind of skeptical about the whole religious aspect, as I wasn't too sure if it was actually going to work. I don't even think luck will do much good in a match like this. In my opinion, there wasn't any room for a thing like luck in martial arts. Judo is all about using the knowledge you have gained through training. Of course, a good amount of talent also helps. Talent and knowledge and training are all completely different things. There was simply no room for something as superstitious as luck. Clearly, this was going to be a match where my experience and talent and good looks and charms and intelligence would be pushed to their limits, nothing more and nothing less. Female voice.
How curious. The boy doesn't believe in superstition, yet he stands here, surrounded by the very things he denounces.
Upon hearing the voice, I looked around trying to find the source, but there was none to be seen.
Who's there? Quite a cliché question, but the right thing to ask is, where am I?
What are you
talking about? Show yourself! Not yet. Entertain me for a little while longer, would you? This is a place like no other. Why did you come here, if you do not believe in such things as luck?
I came here
to prepare myself. Oh, do enlighten me about what this something might be that you're preparing yourself for.
I felt a little bit annoyed at the question. The questions continued, but maybe if I kept talking to her, I'd be able to find out where she'll S-H-E-L was hiding. She'll was hiding.
I'm prepared for a tournament, a judo match.
Judo? What is this? A kosher bakery or something?
That might be. What might that be? Seriously, you don't know what judo is? It's a highly skilled combat art. CQC. Ah, so you're a warrior. Hesitant to go into battle, and came here in hopes of finding the resolution to a fight. The result of a fight. I'm not sure about the warrior part. How fortunate. It just so happens that there is a need for one of your kind. My kind? A hero. The shrine brings fortune to heroes such as yourself. However, every great hero must sacrifice something in return. Sounds like what the others mentioned. Your visions sound better, though.
Laughing briefly at the story, I decided to play along and clap my hands together to pray.
So what's next? Do I offer my allowance or something? Don't be silly. Money is of little importance to a hero. For you, the sacrifice will be something much of a much greater value. I'll be looking forward to seeing what the destiny has in store for you.
As if on cue, I began to feel nauseated, and the moment the girl's words reached my ears, my head spinning wildly, slowly I staggered backwards, collapsing onto my back. As my vision grew blurry, the sounds of approaching footsteps could be heard.
Good luck, hero. There's going to be need of it. I'm a demon or something. A succubus, I guess.
Despite my attempts to get back up, all I managed to do was briefly look at the girl. The sight of horns and tail left many questions, but before I had a chance to utter even a single one, my consciousness succumbed to darkness. Dot 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 dot. Rays of sunlight stirred me back to life. I groaned in annoyance, leaving my mouth while I tried to get back to my feet. I felt a bit dizzy, but the first thing I noticed was that I was no longer at the shrine. Instead, it looked like the forest near the dojo. Of course, my first thought was to look around to see if I could find the girl from before, but not a trace of her presence remained. To make things even stranger, the path I had followed amidst the trees seemed to be better maintained than I remembered. I should probably head home. That thought was cut short when the sound of several female voices could be heard nearby. Stern voice. Get back! Harkins, stop at once! Heineken, stop at once. Stern voice number 2. Just what do you think you're doing? I'm chasing them. I'm trying to stop them. Sing-song voice. Nah, I think they noticed what's missing on my song. Keep running, mature voice. Keep running, little one. We might just make it. Just when I thought that day couldn't get any weirder, the sounds of heavy footfalls could be heard nearby. Okay, so dog girl, fox girl, bubblegum girl, school girl. What in the world was going on here? Further ahead, I saw a couple of girls in fast pursuit, and of even more girls. However, there was something up about the scene, something that didn't make any sense. The girls being chased had the ears and tail of an animal, and the pursuers appeared to be armed with a katana and a naginata. Katana girl, you conniving fox, come back here at once. Return what you have stolen immediately. And the other one, Naginata girl, says, give me back my panties. Katana girl, Heineken! How could you say such a thing out loud? Ha! One Kitson. Ha ha ha! Ha 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 ha! Panties, panties! Silver-haired kite surfer. Ho ho ho! Help save me from rampaging women! Ho, ho. As I watched the girls run off, I couldn't help but find myself struggling with the decision to just lay the bed. While I didn't know what in the world was going on, the two girls armed with rather realistic-looking props, surely they couldn't be real, had me worried. I couldn't well call myself a hero and let something like this go without acting. I'm going to regret this. Mumbling in annoyance, I chased after the girls. Heineken! Go around to the left. Right. I said the left. Why do you always undermine me? I wasn't saying right. You know what? Never mind. Just run back after them. As I was chasing the girls, I noticed the tree seemed to be getting denser, making it gradually more difficult to navigate along the path.
Oh, Sama, I don't think I can run much more. I'm starting to feel a bit,
Just a little.
Just a little bit longer. Miko-Chan, Malik-Chan.
we're almost there.
We're almost there. Malik, not that, not now. I'm sorry, Amy Selma.
Caesar attack.
I just arrived in time to find a scene taken straight from an action movie. The girls with the blonde hair had collapsed, held in the companion's protective embrace. The two armed girls were approaching them almost unspeakably willing, with killing intention. Raymond. Any seasoned martial artist would have felt it. Those girls were going for a beating if I didn't stop them. We've got you now, thieves. I'm going to personally drag your sorry butts back to town. I have you both put in stocks, maybe even show you how it feels to run around without undies on. Ha! Yeah, I must admit, having a breeze down there does feel nice. Keeps me feeling fresh and tingly. Heineken! Goodness, don't you have any shame? This isn't about you. It's about our undergarments, stolen, and these two criminals being brought to justice.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it hurts. My head hurts.
Sure, it's going to be okay, little one. Hey, guards, if you're so desperate to have your underwear back, then here, catch. Stop right there. However, before I was able to interrupt the conversation, the silver-haired girl tossed them in the air. Whoever it was that was flying straight towards my head, the two samurai girls instantly grew frustrated. Ugh, I can't see. What the hell tosses it? Pulling the item off my face, I raised them in the air, looking like a professor examining an important sample while the thieves made their escape. A pink bra and lacy black panties. Wait, are they from different people? I mean, I don't know why you'd wear pink on top and then black underneath. That just seems like a kind of weird color. I mean, like, as an accent, I could see black on as like an accent to the pink, or pink as an accent to the black. But why pink and then black? This seems really unflattering. I don't know. Personally, it just seems like it would clash, especially with their skin tones. Anyway, oh boy, I knew this wasn't going to end well. Ah, you there! Are you in cahoots with these crafty foxes? And hand those back immediately. They're evidence of a crime, and not for anyone else to touch.
Drop the panties right now.
An innocent until proven guilty.
It's one of the golden rules of the court. Just stop pointing those weapons at me so I can hand over your undies without being turned into a shish kebab.
What? No, stop! Stop it! Just drop the evidence and walk away. I am Tuskar Mayo, Chief of the Village Guard, and I am ordering you to drop what you're holding right now.
I don't know of any village guards, and I seriously doubt a cop would go around dressed like that, wielding a katana. More importantly, the ground here is muddy and dirty. Are you sure you want me to drop evidence here? I mean, I could, but...
Before I could react, the pink-haired girl lunged towards me, the pointy end of her naginata aimed at my gut. I'm not sure that's a naginata. It doesn't really look like a naginata, but I mean, maybe I don't know ancient Japanese weaponry that well. It could be wrong. My reflexes caught in just in time, and I was able to bomb away the spear as it sailed through the air. I struck upwards at the wooden shaft. That is clearly made entirely of metal. Bullshit, that is a wooden shaft. Struck upwards of the wooden shaft of the weapon, sending it into the air and causing the girl to lose her balance. Alright. Number! I did not order you to attack!
Fine. I'll give them back. Jeez. Just my luck to find a bunch of crazy girls with weapons.
Extending the hand that held the undies, I tried to hand them over. Something that would soon end up regretting.
Hey! You think I'd fall for something so simple? Fool! You may have fooled me once, but I won't let it happen again.
The woman swung her weapon aside, arcing the thick wooden pole into my side before I could dodge. Some fucking martial artist you are. He then lunged forward and grabbed me tightly, pulling my arm around my back, leaving me with a sore ribs and a prone position. Yeah, for a guy who's like constantly being shown up as like such a fucking huge badass, he's sort of shit. I could have fought back. I mean, like, whatever. But I figured it would only lead to more fighting, with the possible ending of getting stabbed. I decided to remain passive. The sword-wielding girl stepped towards and grabbed the silky undergarments from my hands triumphantly. You mentioned, your methods might be crude, but they do get results. Heineken, tie him up and we'll bring him in for questioning. He probably knows where those pesky thieves are hiding.
Right.
And
people wonder why criminals try to resist arrest at all costs.
I mumbled this weakly as the girls with a Najinata tied my wrists together with rope. And I soon felt myself dragged back towards by the duo towards the city.
Surely once we're out of the forest, you two will stop this act of yours and let me go, right? As much as I like to fool around, I have more important things to do.
The city? The city? We're not taking you all the way there. We'll be spending the night in the village cell, thief, which I have no evidence of. It's a dick in the dick.
Who are you calling a thief? I'm a victim. First, get undies tossed in my face. Then I have to deal with this physical abuse and these accusations. Besides, there's no village around these parts. It's a city, you know. Tuskar Toshi.
Silence, Heineken! If he speaks again before we get to the village, you have my permission to knock him unconscious. Tsunami Tyrant? That's funny. And that's how I ended up on my way to a jail cell, cuffed and dragged by two girls, both of whom I started to suspect were crazy. Womp womp. When we exited the forest, alarm set off in my mind. The city I had lived in my whole life was gone! What a fucking massive cliffhanger, surprise ending that we're going to save the game on. Yeah, okay. And that's all the time I have for tonight. Or more accurately, that's all the time I'm willing to fucking put up with this game for tonight. And so, I will see you again next time for more Sakura's Spirit, in which hopefully in this Choose Your Adventure visual novel game, we will be allowed to choose our own adventure, or have any choices at all. Because when Nero said there's only one meaningful choice in this game, I sort of assumed he meant that there was a bunch of meaningless choices, but it seems like that might not actually be the case at all. It might just be a really shitty porn book. Fuck you, Nero.